Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Game On, another episode of the Sports Morning Espresso Shot. I am your host, Cricket, and it looks like I'm going to be riding solo this morning, y'all. Will, that cold has caught up with him. He's feeling pretty rough this morning. He texted me just a little bit ago and said he couldn't hardly talk. He is feeling rough, so I guess he's going to have to lay in there this morning, y'all. So you got me, man. We'll give you a show. We'll do the best we can here. We'll recap last night's game. Worked out for us. We'll look at tonight's game a little bit. We'll look at some of the action in the other sports, hockey, college basketball, all that stuff. But we will try to navigate through this thing, man. Let's go ahead and say hello to our friends. Already popping off this morning, man. Let me get over here, get all my stuff situated, y'all. Good morning, Mont. How you doing, sir? Good morning. Good morning, grass guy. Blue in here, popping off. I seen B. McCormick was in there earlier, but that was much earlier today where his comments are coming from. So good morning to y'all, man. Good morning. Good to see everybody. Hope y'all cashed in last night and made some money. I did wind up making a little money in this thing last night. We had the first CFP playoff game. What up, Steps? That's right, man. I can't hit the music, man. I can't do it. I can't do the champions here. Will's got all that stuff set up. I don't know how to do it, man. He's feeling rough this morning. Text me a little bit ago, Steps. Told me he's sick this morning. Probably sick from that Nittany Lions loss, man. That might be why he's sick this morning. But hey, worked out. This one worked out pretty well for me last night. Didn't get the ladder to come through, but we only had one unit on the -6.5, had a half unit on the -9.5, and a half unit on the -13.5, but did have the 3 units on the -1.5. I wound up taking Notre Dame in game +9.5 when they went down 10-0. And then I also had the little parlay come through, man, where I had Penn State money line first half, Notre Dame money line for the game. That was +700, I believe is what it was. So I wound up cashing in pretty good on this thing right here. It worked out for sure. It was a great football game, man. A great football game. Back and forth. A lot of hard hits, man. There was a lot of hard hits in that damn football game last night. Both teams left it all out on the field. You wind up, it kind of did work out the way we thought it would. Supporting says, hate that you and Uncle Bob are on the opposite sides of college football lately. It happens, man. It happens. We both dive into these things. We give our own, use our own intuition and things like that. And he's got certain systems that he likes to abide by. And mine's more just what I see on the field, man. I put a lot of my stock and my handicapping into what I see out of these teams on the field. I watch a lot of these football games all year long, man. I promise you, I'll watch as many of these damn games as anybody else out there. So I'm usually glued to my TV on Saturday from about noon till about midnight, man. So I do see a lot of these games, and a lot of what I decide on is what I've seen on the field in certain instances and things like that, and what I think certain players will do in certain moments. And last night for me, it was really just the Notre Dame defense, man. I've seen Riley Leonard be able to kind of manage the game. He did make a couple errant throws last night that could have cost them real big time. But the tough play of the night was Drew Aller's interception there with about 33 seconds left. They get the punt back. They hold Notre Dame. Notre Dame looks like they're going to drive down, get a field goal. They wind up holding them there. They get the punt back down there, and the first play of their drive, I think there's like 47 seconds left, something like that. The first play of the drive, they give it to Nicholas Singleton, who had a monster game. That guy's a stud, too. Told you, all 4 of them damn running backs last night showed out to play, and them dudes can all play on Sundays. But Nicholas Singleton gets the first drive of that, or first carry of that last drive there, and takes it about 13 yards. And then they try to go a little up-tempo and decide to try to throw the pass down the field to get himself in position for a game-winning field goal. And Drew Aller just missed the throw, man. He worked through his progressions, nobody open in the first 2 progressions, goes for his third. And that spot right there, really what you're supposed to probably do, it's easy for me to say sitting here on my damn futon, but what you're supposed to do in that spot is probably throw it away. Once your first 2 options, your first 2 progressions are not available in that spot, giving the magnitude of the moment and all those things, you're probably supposed to throw it away. Easy for me to say. He does not do that. He winds up trying to squeeze it in there. And Christian Gray makes another big-time play. We talked about him yesterday, Steps. He was the one that came through, had the big pick 6 against USC to seal the deal in that one. Guys made some big plays this season for the Irish. Makes another huge, monstrous play last night. Could wind up being the play of the damn season when it's all said and done, just depending on how things work out. But yeah, no, he like I said, I like what I've seen out of this Notre Dame team so far. And I do think the defense has really stepped up, risen to the occasion. I did not expect to see as many points in the second half as we did. I wanted to take them under 15.5 in the first half. And I did not. I actually did wind up betting because I had Penn State and I was so heavy on Notre Dame. Usually when I'm like that, it feels like it tends to go the other way. So I did wind up sprinkling a little bit. I put a full unit on minus 1.5 for Penn State in the first half at plus 114, and then minus 4.5 for the half unit at like plus, it was like plus 170 something or something. But yeah, I even cashed a little bet on that, so it worked out a lot of different ways for me last night. And Grass Guy says I didn't see a bad call. That's right, Nevada. What's up, Nevada? How you doing, man? How about them Irish? Make sure I ain't missing none of y'all. What up, Patriot? Good morning, sir. Trying to make sure I didn't miss any of y'all in the YouTube chat over here. If there's y'all just stumbling in, it's gonna be just me this morning, man. Will's feeling rough. That Cole's caught up with him. He talked all that shit to his family, to his wife, to his kids. Talked all that shit about how he don't get sick, man. Well, now that man's sick, so he gonna be recovering for a day or two. But we'll make it work, man. We'll make it work. I'll tell you a play I didn't like. I thought it was gonna wind up deciding the damn game, and I know by definition, it's a that's right, Mighty Megatron. Let's go, man. We catch it on the Minders. What up, Andrew? How you doing, sir? But yeah, no, great game last night, man. Back and forth. But I'll tell you a play I did not like is that damn pass interference call where they called where old boy from Notre Dame picked it off in the end zone. Riley Leonard had just thrown the pick to give Penn State the ball back, and Aller winds up throwing one intended for Tyler Warren there. And granted, it by definition, it was pass interference. He doesn't look back to make a play on the ball. I guess he bumped him slightly or whatever. I don't think you make that damn call in that damn game. As hard hitting the game as that was, back and forth, let the boys play, man. That wasn't there were definitely more egregious pass interference penalties that did not get called last night than that play right there. So I thought it was going to wind up being the difference in the game. They're going to wind up handing it to Penn State. But good to see Notre Dame's resilience, man. That's a gritty group of guys. I like Marcus Freeman. I do want to show this, man, because we talked about this a little bit. That's right, Sporting. We got to keep the streak of days alive with the stream, man. You got to keep the day streak going. So, like I said, he texted me a little bit ago, told me he couldn't make it. I said, we'll get it going, man. And Mighty Megatron says, but karma came in at the end. That's right, man. The refs kept Pedo State in it with those calls. Like I said, there was a couple that I did not agree with, but overall, I mean, that's actually the same team that was the ref the game, Notre Dame and Georgia. So Notre Dame was very, familiar with those refs. They knew those refs. They played a full game with those guys in charge before. But yeah, it would have been picked anyway. You're right, Grass Guy. That's what I'm saying. The ball, it wasn't a good ball. Tyler Warren wasn't exactly making the best effort. He's like falling away. And dude, all dude's really got to do. Dude looks back like he's making a play on the ball. They probably don't throw that flag. But the fact that he just never looked back and just threw his arms up in the air and then ran into him, I mean, they're going to call that every damn time. It's the right call by definition and by the rule and all that shit. But I think in that game, you got to let that damn call go because that could have been the difference in the game. It really could have. Blue said, B. McCormick was drinking last night. I think he's not going to be here. Well, he was in here late, man. I got in here and I saw the chat this morning. He had some chats popping off between 1:30 and 2 my time. So I saw him and Will talking back and forth to each other. But Will is at least 3 hours behind. But no, it's funny. Both of them, neither one of them made it this morning, man. But yeah, they did let him play most of the 9 steps. For the most part, I just, like I said, if you're going to let them play in a lot of those spots, I don't want to see you make a call in that moment right there that could determine the outcome of the game. We ain't even supposed to know the referees are there, man. We ain't even supposed to know they're there. Shout out to Steve Angeli. That's who you need to be shouting out, Steps. That's who you need a jersey of, man. You need a Steve Angeli jersey because that dude came in about, I guess, 3 or 4 minutes left in the first half, something like that. Riley Leonard got popped, got hit right in the damn mouth. He got up walking kind of wobbly. They said, hey, man, you got to go sit in the blue tent for a minute. We got to check you out. Concussion protocol, yada, yada, yada. We know how that goes these days. They tell you got to go sit. You got to go sit. So he goes over there. He sits. And Steve Angeli, the backup, I don't know. This man probably hadn't thrown 20 damn passes all year long. I know he hadn't thrown any meaningful passes all year long because that's been Riley Leonard's job. But Riley Leonard had a lot of respect for this guy after the game, talking about how Steve Angeli always prepares like he's going to be the starter. And it showed last night, man, because this guy got thrown into a very, very tough spot right there. They're down 10-0 right before the half. Riley Leonard goes out. It looks like it's all over. Looks like it's all over but the crying for Notre Dame, man. They're going to be in a bad spot right here. Going to go in down 10-0. Well, no, Steve Angeli comes out, goes 6 for 7 for 44 yards, makes some key passes on some third down throws, and really leads them down. They wound up getting a field goal out of it. And as you'll see, that field goal was the difference in the game. So Steve Angeli, I'm just saying, Steve Angeli's got as much to be happy about this morning. Like I said, that guy was a big part of what they were able to do last night because if you don't go down and get that field goal before halftime, it could be a whole different ballgame, man. Could be a whole different ballgame. That's right, man. You're right, Mighty Megatron. It did. The momentum totally changed because I think these people had already thought it was all over but the crying. I think when they saw Riley Leonard go down, not knowing if he's going to be able to come back or not, but then Angeli steps in there, kind of quiets the crowd, gets everybody back chilling for a minute. And he played well, dude. I mean, that's a big time spot against a really, really good defense in Penn State's defense. And to step in that moment, not being, not warmed up, all the different things that go into that, not thinking you're going to play, all these different angles that go into this stuff. Steve Angeli stepped in admirably, man. And he is a big reason for why that team won that football game last night. And nobody convince me otherwise. He said, Megatron said he was slicing the defense up like a Jinsu knife, man. And what are you talking about, Blue? You eating peanut butter and jelly and stuff? That's right. Yeah, he got an arm, grass guy. You ain't wrong, man. He didn't get to Notre Dame by being no scrub. I mean, we know that. But yeah, no, I thought we wanted to give him a shout out there because he did have a great game last night. It was a big reason to why they were able to get that thing done in the end. Another shout out, Jaden Greathouse, man. Pretty incredible what that guy was able to do last night. 7 catches, 105 yards, had the TD that tied it up late, put the moves on that DB, set him on his ass when he broke late. You had one DB fall down off the line that was guarding him, left him wide open. Then he catches the ball about 35 yards down the damn field, puts another move on the DB, puts it in the end zone, man. Big time play, tied it up 24-24. Nevada says, do you think Penn State should have just kneeled for overtime? I don't think so, man. I think in that spot, I mean, you had 47 seconds left. You got a quarterback that people expect to play in the NFL. He's already announced he's coming back next year and all that stuff. And I don't know if last night, if he'd have played any better. He completed like 71% of his passes throughout the course of the regular season. Drew Aller did. But in these 3 playoff games, he's only completed something like 53% of his passes. So as far as, from an efficiency and accuracy standpoint, things like that, that is some of the things that hurt them in these spots. They just didn't have a team that was good enough to take advantage of that in the first 2 games between SMU and Boise State. They just weren't really tested. We told you all that. But a team as good as Notre Dame, he was only 12 of 23, 135 yards, no TDs, and then the fateful interception in the end. I mean, that's not really a winning formula. You got a big game out of both the running backs. You had Nicholas Singleton, 15 carries, 84 yards, and 3 tutties. And then Katron Allen, 19 carries, 82 yards. Both those guys look good out there. But Penn State did not complete a pass to a wide receiver. That's a problem. You got Tyler Warren, who's an absolute monster out there at tight end that can play all over the damn field. He can run quarterback. He can run tailback. Hell, he can snap the damn ball from center. He does all kind of crazy shit in that offense, Tyler Warren does. And he had another good game. Had 2 carries, 21 yards, and had 6 catches, 75 yards, and a tutty. But as far as Penn State's wide receiver room goes, there wasn't nobody out there that did anything last night, man. And that's amazing to me. When you come into this game in that spot and this big a stage and you can't have one of those guys. I mean, this is still Penn State. It's crazy to me that they don't have a receiver out there that can separate, create some space, give Aller some time to be a little more comfortable in the pocket. But you just saw no separation in those Penn State wide receivers last night against the Notre Dame DBs. Megatron says, Love had an amazing 4-yard TD tough run. It was pure desire at the end. Man, I was so damn hype when that dude made that touchdown run, Mighty Megatron. I'm screaming on my couch. My girlfriend was laughing at me and everything because Jeremiah Love, that was a grown-ass man run. That dude did that all by himself. He broke like 6 tackles from some dudes on Penn State's defense, and he fought through that damn thing on a bad will at that. Y'all remember the man came in with a bad knee, his right knee. He had a brace on it and all that stuff. He's only had, I think, coming into this game, only had like something like 15 or 16 carries altogether in the playoffs so far due to the injury. And he even said before the game, he said his one rule was no hurdling for him. He still had one of the most damn impressive 2-yard runs I've ever seen in my damn life when he was running out of the little outside zone out there and the dude come to try to make a play and he straight jumped that linebacker. And that was not a small dude that he jumped over. And it was one of the sweetest 2-yard runs I've ever seen. But I love Jeremiah Love. I think he's an absolute stud, man. He's got fun to watch. I like Riley Leonard. I like Jadarian Price. I mean, I like this Notre Dame team a lot. This defense, Tuia Malalaka or whatever his name is, that dude's a monster. They got some dudes on that Notre Dame defense as well. But, yeah, Yep. That's kind of, I mean, what we could say about last night. It was a great game. Back and forth. Thought we were going to get some free football, some overtime, but Notre Dame does wind up getting the job done, getting the last second field goal. They kicked it with about 7 seconds left. And we're able to seal the deal in this thing. They have booked a ticket to the national championship game to play the winner of Ohio State and Texas, who will kick off tonight at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. It really wound up kicking off about 8 last night by the time they get done with all the pageantry and things like that. So we will know who plays in the national championship after this evening. But Notre Dame gets it done, man. Had every reason to lay down in that thing. And, yeah, he did, grass guy. Still hurdled him. What are we taking now? Y'all talking hockey over there? We'll look at all that in just a minute, Blue. But, yeah, great season for Penn State. You know, finishing 13-3. I believe it is the school record for wins, if I'm not mistaken there. But the 3 losses come to Ohio State, Oregon, and Notre Dame. There's no shame in any of those losses right there. And all in relatively close games. I don't feel like the Oregon one was all that close. They made it look closer in the end, but they played well against Ohio State. They played well in this one, well enough to win. Just weren't able to get it done in the end there. But shout out to Penn State for a great season. And shout out to Notre Dame for getting it done, man. I did want to show y'all this real quick because I thought this was awesome. At the end of the game here, this was Marcus Freeman's interview at the end of the game, and they asked him if what it meant to be the first black coach. Marcus Freeman will now be the first black coach to coach in the national championship game. They've made a lot of hustle and bustle about all this, and y'all know we've talked about it before. We don't really think that it this is not what it's about. And it's about the players, and they try to make it into a black and white thing or a race thing and all that stuff. We're not about all that around here. We love good people. We don't see color and all that stuff. And Marcus Freeman kind of said the same thing right here. And I'm just going to play this clip for y'all and let y'all hear what he had to say. But I really liked Marcus Freeman's answer at the end of this when asked about this.
Because you are the first black head coach to go to a national championship game in college football. Congratulations. Just hearing that response alone.
Even to me right there, like even on his face when she asked him, it looks to me like he's even almost fed up with them bringing all this stuff in there. And to me, that look on his face was kind of like, whatever. I think he's over it too, and he wants it to be more about his team. But just listen to his response here.
How much does this mean to you?
I've said this before. I don't ever want to take attention away from the team. It is an honor, and I hope all coaches, minorities, black, Asian, white, it doesn't matter, great people continue to get opportunities to lead young men like this. But this ain't about me. This is about us. And we're going to celebrate what we've done because it's something special.
Because you are.
Well said, sir. Well said. I was 100% behind that. I was watching that interview last night at the end, and I wondered what was going to be said about all that. And I thought that man right there handled that with flying colors. I really did. I thought we knew they were going to do this. We knew ESPN, especially the way they like to do things. But I already like Marcus Freeman. I've been a big Marcus Freeman fan for a few years now. I think the guy's a great coach. I think he's a great young defensive mind in the game. I think he's going to be a great head coach in this game for years to come. And been a big fan of him. But that interview last night in response to that question and that moment with all those people watching, I gained a lot of respect for Marcus Freeman because I thought he answered that question very, very well in a tough spot there. And ESPN always has to make it about that, but I thought he handled it well. It is about the team. Like I said, there's black dudes, there's white dudes, there's Asian dudes, there's the guys of all races on that Notre Dame team that have worked together to achieve a common goal, and they're still working toward that common goal. And it's not about race, man. It's not. It's about the team, and it's about the hard work they put in, the dedication, the sacrifices they've made to get to this point in their lives and their careers. And that's what it's about. And I love what Marcus Freeman said right there. I'm a fan of what that guy said. But to wrap this up, man, Notre Dame does defeat Penn State 27-24 in the Capital One Orange Bowl, the first of the 2 college football playoff semifinals. And like I said, they move on to the national championship game in Atlanta, Georgia, to face the winner of Ohio State and Texas. So, well, let's get over here. We'll look tonight because we got another one tonight, man. We get all this pulled up for y'all, and we'll look at the lines and see. Y'all know what I'm on tonight, man. I can only say so much about this stuff, and I'm going to be heavy on the Buckeyes this evening. I am going to be heavy on the Buckeyes. I've got units spread all across these different spreads, man. My picks are posted over at sportspicks.locals.com. You can also go sign up over at sportspicks.locals.com and get the great Robert Barnes official picks. That man's been crushing it as well. And I post all my picks for free over at Sports Picks, and I post them on my X as well at Cricket1414. Cricket is spelled with 2 T's. But I always pin my picks at the top of my post there. Mont said they definitely would have lost with the white coach. Well, it always, they're always going to say different things like that and stuff like that. But shout out to Marcus Freeman, because I do think he handled that well. Let's see, Sporting said, any worth in betting who will be head coach for the Patriots or other teams? I think the damn Patriots coach is going to be Mike Vrabel. I think they're fools for taking anybody but Mike Vrabel to be the head coach up there. I mean, he's a Patriot guy, the Patriot way, yada, yada, yada. He played there for years and years. And on top of that, he's a damn good football coach. I mean, he did a lot with mediocre, middle-of-the-road rosters down in Tennessee. And he was able, if he didn't have a GM that was a dipshit and, getting rid of A.J. Brown, then you wind up not treating Derrick Henry like you're supposed to, so he doesn't feel appreciated. He's got to go on somewhere. Then you fire a head coach that is, in my opinion, was one of the top, 10 head coaches in the league. You get rid of him to bring in a guy that, I don't know, man. The Titans do Titans things. But I think that it's foolish for the Patriots to look anywhere but Mike Vrabel, because I think that would be the best fit up there. I really do. So I think if you want to look to bet that, I don't know what the odds are supporting. I'm not sure what the deal is with all that. But if you can find them, I mean, I think the favorite, in my opinion, Mike Vrabel is going to be the next head coach of the Patriots. So he's 85%. Yeah, I mean, that's probably, like I said, I don't even know if there's any value really there supporting to bet that at this point, because, I mean, you'd have to lay some pretty good juice on that thing for, and I think that's who it's going to be. I really do. I think Will said maybe his interview was either yesterday or it's today or something. I don't know. We should get some news on that here before too long. But, I mean, I think if you're going to bet anybody, you got to bet Mike Vrabel, and I just think there's probably too much juice on it to bet that, in my point. I don't think it's a sure thing. It's the NFL, so it's never a sure thing. But you definitely be gambling, and I'm damn sure not going to lay that kind of juice on something that I'm probably 50-50 on whether it happens or not. Tonight, Ohio State at Texas in the Cotton Bowl out there in Jerry World, I believe is where we're playing this thing at tonight. You got Ohio State -6 in this one. Texas +6. That is -110 both ways. The line opened at Ohio State -6.5, went all the way down to Ohio State -5.5 for a day or two. Has bounced back up and sat pretty still at 6 for the last couple of days there. You got -225 on the money line for the Buckeyes, +185 on the money line for the Longhorns. And you got a total of 53.5 in this one. That is also -110 both ways there. I don't really have an opinion on the total, but I do have the ladder on Ohio State in this one. I took Ohio State I bet it at -6.5. I bet it as soon as the damn thing came out. I was so spiteful. I was so over Texas blowing that shit against Arizona State. They were dead to me. And I immediately, out of spite, bet Ohio State -6.5. And it started scaring me when I seen the line go down, but seeing it move back out to 6, I'm not as scared anymore. It's probably just a correction. But I am heavy on the Buckeyes. I've got 3 units on them at the -6.5. I've got 2 units on them -9.5 at like +129. Then I put a full unit on them -13.5. And then I've got a half unit on Ohio State -16.5 in this one tonight. So I did have a little same game parlay for the first half. I took Ohio State -6.5 in the first half, and I took under 26.5 in the first half. So got Ohio State -6.5 first half and under 26.5 first half. That was +365 on the odds boost for that one. So I do got that little parlay in there. It's the Dorkhorns. My bad. I'm sorry, man. You're right, Patriot. And I see blue in there, got your back. But yeah, Texas, I expect to see a much better game out of Texas tonight. Don't get it twisted. There's a lot of talent on that team. There's a lot of dudes on that team that are going to play on Sundays too. They just had their scare. They got up big on Arizona State early. Didn't really have to do much to do it. Hell, they had run like 2 or 3 offensive plays and then returned a punt for a touchdown. We're up 14-3 like that. But they never really got the offense flowing again, man. Just kind of limped their way through that thing. Let Arizona State hang around. Cam Scatabo had a game for the ages there. And they let them hang around. And next thing you know, we're in OT. And Arizona State damn near stole that thing from them. I mean, you had to convert. Texas had to convert a 4th and 13 in that first overtime, which they converted for a touchdown. And they wound up scoring the very next play in the second OT for another touchdown that wound up being the difference in the game. But, they had their backs against the wall. They were dead to rights. So this could be a team that kind of feels like they got a new lease on life, like they're playing on house money. They should have already been sitting at the house watching these damn games, but they did do what it took to get it done against Arizona State. So you saw kind of that wasn't Texas' best game by any stretch of the imagination. Nevada says Polly Market has Vrabel at 85% to be Patriots coach, 15% Bears, 40% Raiders. And Blue says, Patriot, I'm thinking Ohio State money line parlay with the Capitals money line. I don't know, man. It's hard to bet against them Habs right now, Blue. The Canadians playing good hockey right now, man. I kind of like that value on the Canadians money line the other way. But I also liked the Senators yesterday when you liked the Sabres, and they got beat like a damn drum. So go where you gut, sir. Go where you gut. You know your stuff, Blue. You know your stuff, man. You dive in here, you do the research and all that thing. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah, see, Sabres, you liked them yesterday too, man. You could have took all puck lines and everything. So trust your gut, Blue. That's right. Trust your gut. You put the time in too, man. So if you like something, roll with it, bro. Roll with it. Most times when I beat myself is when I go against my damn gut in a lot of spots. So if you like something, man, ride with it. That's right. Running outside the box, baby. I was looking here to see if there was anything that I really liked. It's special. Like I said, I've talked about this game I don't know how many times, y'all. I do expect to see a better game out of Texas because they kind of dropped the ball last time and almost let it get them bit. Ohio State has looked incredible in both matchups. They whipped my Vols up in Columbus, beat us like a damn drum. We never had we had it 21-10 at the half, but to me, it never felt like we had a chance in that damn thing. So there you go. Patriot says rocket, Blue. Get on that thing, man. But yeah, we never had a chance up in Columbus in that damn thing. They beat us like a damn drum. Then they went to the Rose Bowl and played Oregon, and Oregon never had a damn chance in that thing either. They beat them like a damn drum. So it looks like this Ohio State team, they've got their it's been all talking about their Hollywood $20 million NIL, all the different things going on there. They put a lot of money into this program. There was all the talk with Ryan Day on the hot seat, and they was ready to fire the man after the loss to Michigan, all this stuff. But everybody outside of that team, that man plays pretty damn well against. And I think Ohio State, once again, I do feel like the Buckeyes handle business again in this thing, man. I think they have got probably 20 dudes on that damn team that are going to wind up playing on Sundays. Texas probably got 10 or 15 themselves. But I just like this Ohio State team. I like the way they're clicking on the offensive side of the ball. I haven't seen a lot of consistent rhythm out of Texas on the offensive side of the ball. I think they would be a much better team if Arch Manning was playing quarterback. I really, really do. Quinn Ewers, no shade at that guy, but I think Arch Manning makes this offense much, much better. He has the element. He throws the ball better than Quinn Ewers, and I also feel like he runs the ball better than Quinn Ewers. I feel like he's just an overall better football player. It is what it is. But they're going to ride with Quinn Ewers. They're going to die on that hill if they have to, and I think they might get in some trouble tonight. I think you wind up seeing Jack Sawyer and those guys for Ohio State put a lot of pressure on Quinn Ewers, put him in a tough spot, make him uncomfortable early, and that guy, when he gets made uncomfortable in a lot of spots, usually ends up making a mistake. So that's what I'm banking on tonight is that Ohio State defense. And the way Will Howard's looked running that offense, I mean, he's got all kinds of dudes between Quinshon Juggins, Jeremiah Smith, Travion Henderson, Emeka Egbuka, like that. I mean, they've got some dudes everywhere. They've got a plethora of options on the offensive side of the ball for Will Howard. All he really has to do, he's the X factor for me tonight. Just don't screw this thing up, Will Howard. Just drive the big red machine. Don't do what you did against Michigan, screwing it up, giving turnovers, allowing the team to have a short field. You can't. This Texas team, don't get into it. This Texas team better than Michigan. That's a good Michigan football team. They wound up getting together at the end of the season. There's no reason they should have ever beat this Ohio State team, but they had a great game plan. They made Will Howard uncomfortable. They forced some turnovers to give themselves a short field on offense because we know their offense wasn't worth a shit. But for a Texas team struggling on offense, that's what you want to do. You want to kind of take a page out of that Michigan book, man. Make Will Howard uncomfortable, try to create some turnovers, make your offense not have to work too hard, and then rely on your stout defense on the other side. So I still like Ohio State. I think Will Howard learned a lot from that Michigan game. I think he realizes that all he has to do. I think so too, Grass Guy. I think that's probably like when you wind up hoisting the trophy at the end of the year. I know you're a big Buckeyes fan. When your Buckeyes wind up hoisting the trophy, y'all be able to look back to that game and know that's where everything turned around. That's what you'll be able to know is that's where everything turned around because that's when them dudes got inspired. Pedro said turnovers and penalties is the thing to avoid for sure. Both these teams are the same. Yeah, very similar style squads, man. Like I said, a lot of talent. You're gonna have. There's not gonna be any real key matchup mismatches because there is so much talent at every position on both squads. So once again, kind of like last night, man, it boils down to which quarterback makes the mistake in the key moment. We told you all that yesterday about the Penn State Notre Dame game, and lo and behold, Drew Aller winds up making a huge mistake at the end of the game that cost his team the game. You may end up. I honestly don't think you're going to see this tonight. I don't think it's going to come down and be close that late, but I think you will see Quinn Ewers make some mistakes early on in the game to allow Ohio State to build a lead, kind of like they did. I'll be honest with you. I think Ohio State's going to handle business with this thing, guys. I really, really do. I can't back off this one, but I really, really do like Ohio State in this one. Like I said, I've got them laddered all the way out to 16.5 tonight. Only the half unit on 16.5, but I got full units on 13.5, 2 on 9.5, and 3 on 6.5. So I am heavy on the Buckeyes this evening tonight, and I'm ready for this one to get kicked off, man. I actually put in a little a pool, man. I don't know if y'all ever played these damn pools over on DraftKings. They got a section where you play be like a March Madness board, whatever. They had one for the college football playoff starting in the quarterfinal round. And so far, knock on wood, we need the Buckeyes to handle business tonight and then go ahead and handle business in the national championship game. But if they do, we pick that damn thing perfect, man. It's like $10 entry. I think right now it's entry's worth like $100-something bucks. But if we get Ohio State victory tonight and then Ohio State victory over Notre Dame, man, we'll have to pick that thing perfect. We got a little money, little change coming our way. I got big tickets on the Notre Dame Ohio State exact matchup for the national championship. I got a plus 1,300 and a plus 1,700 ticket on both of those. I got a ticket on Ohio State to make the CFP national championship game at like plus 275. So I got a lot of money on the Buckeyes tonight. I should probably be trying to do like Will and probably trying to be hedging out the other way with Texas. But I'll be honest with you, I don't think Texas has a prayer in this damn thing. So I think you're trying to hedge out of any of your Ohio State bets and all that stuff. I think tonight, I think you're just costing yourself value because I think betting on Texas is giving it away, man. Y'all know how I feel. I'm heavy on the Buckeyes. I've been telling y'all since about late September, early October, this was the best team in the country, and I think they're about to show you again. So that's what I'm on tonight in this thing, man. We're going to take the Buckeyes. Like I said, I've got them minus 6.5 for 3 units. Got them minus 9.5 for 2 units, minus 13.5 for a unit, and then minus 16.5 for the half unit there. I do not have really an opinion on the total. I don't even remember what it opened at, honestly. I think it opened right around that. It hadn't moved a whole lot. But Ohio State team total over Blue says, let's see what that would be. Ohio State, it looks like their team total is sitting at 30.5. So, yeah, I like that, Blue. I like that for sure. You can get over 30.5 at minus 115. Over 31.5 is plus 115. Remember, y'all, 31 is a key number, though. So that's why you're seeing the disparity in the juice right there, because 31 is a key number when it comes to team totals. But, yeah, I like it too, man. Canes on a back-to-back, Grass Guy says. I saw that, man. I saw that. We'll look at some hockey here in just a second, y'all. But, yeah, that's what I'm on tonight for that one. So, go Buckeyes, man. That's what we're on. Go Buckeyes. We'll get over here and talk y'all's hockey, man. My guy, Minnesota Bird Hunter. Oh, that line actually moved back out. That money line did, Blue. So, you might be all right with your Capitals. When I was looking at it earlier, I know I've been talking to my guy, Minnesota Bird Hunter, man. He's been keeping me updated on hockey. He's been doing pretty well on all that. So I've been getting his opinions each day to try to form some of my picks, and he sent me a pretty good little breakdown that he liked. He does feels like the Canadians playing some really good hockey. He'd bet it last night at plus 179. I saw it go down to plus 170, but it's now moved back out to plus 180 on the main line. But the Habs been biting me lately, man. Anytime I bet against them, I feel like every time I pick against them, it's about 2.5 hours later, and Buku comes through with his picks, and he's on the Habs money line. I'll be on like the Capitals puck line, and he'll come in with some Habs money line or something. He'll wind up coming through. So I know Bird Hunter likes the Canadians tonight on the money line, but I don't know if I'm going to touch that one. Seeing the line move around some. I may watch it. You got till 7:10 tonight on that one. So I may wind up watching it throughout the day, and I may wind up taking it, seeing on what the puck line winds up doing. If it moves down some, we'll see what we do there. But if this moves back the other way too, I might be on the Canadians. So that's probably one I need to stay away from. But Blue likes the Capitals in that spot. So, and Blue's been crushing it too, man. So, then let's see, Blackhawks, Red Wings. Red Wings, another team playing pretty good hockey right now. I think he said Talbot's supposed to be in between the pipes tonight. He does think there are going to be some goals in this one. Bird Hunter did like the over 5.5 in the Red Wings and Blackhawks game right here, minus 125. You might could even move it up to 6, get you a little less juice on that thing, 6.5. You're feeling bold, and maybe even get you a little plus money right there. But Detroit Red Wings have been playing pretty good hockey of late. They wind up firing their coach, and sometimes you get that new coach boost and all that. And maybe that's what they got going on right now. But Bert Hunter does like the over 5.5 in the Blackhawks and Red Wings right there. He said, Blue says, all confident, then Patriot steps in and brings you down to reality. These things happen, man. What'd you say, Patriot? You'll post on X later. Talking about your picks. You ain't looked yet today. You get to get the Hurricanes on a back-to-back right here, but I think I'm going to end up betting the Hurricanes on the puck line, man. My Canucks got some locker room issues going on. Just not playing great hockey right now. You're in the middle of a road stretch. It's a long road stretch, too, way down here in Carolina. I almost want to take the damn Hurricanes on the puck line right here. There's another one of those I was talking about y'all yesterday, man. The minus 155, the plus 130. The one last night did not work out with the Sabres, but I did see a couple that wound up coming through on that yesterday. I just picked the wrong damn one. I think I'm going to wind up riding the Hurricanes right here, minus 1.5. Take the puck line again for them against the Canucks. Okay, Blues on the Hurricanes too. Okay, well, I'll ride with that, man. I'm going to ride with that too. Then, like I said, Canucks got some locker room issues and things like that. Just not playing great hockey right now. Don't seem to be in sync. Had some injuries and stuff too. And now you got the long road trip and the travel to a Hurricanes team that's been pretty hot lately. Playing, I do feel like it's a playoff caliber team. Playing very, very good hockey early on in the season. And kind of got a chip on their shoulder the way they exited the playoffs last year, man. So, yeah, I think I'm going to roll that Hurricanes minus 1.5 at plus 160 tonight too. Patriot, or Blue. And Patriot says Kings, Jets, and Hawks, Wings, over sounds like good play. Okay. So you like the Kings and Jets over as well? Is that what you're saying there, Patriot? Paired with the Hawks and the Red Wings over? Okay. Speaking of those Jets, here we go. We got the Kings at the Jets. Jets minus 1.5 on the puck line at plus 205. Kings are plus 1.5 at minus 250. You got plus 102 on the money line for LA. Minus 122 on the money line for Winnipeg, and a low total of 5.5 in this one. That is minus 110 both ways there. Which one are you talking about, Blue? 6 goals yesterday. Not sure. Single and tied together. He's okay. Yep, he likes them. So you want to bet them both in? Patriot likes them both betting individually, I guess. Kings, Jets over, Hawks, Red Wings over, and then he gonna parlay them together. That's what I like to do, man. Usually when I'm on a couple hockey picks like yesterday, I had the Senators and I had the Lightning. I had them both on the puck line. I'm always betting them individually there. There's enough value for me to bet them individually, but I'm also going to pair them together for the half unit. Like I had a unit on the Lightning, a unit on the Senators, and then I had the half unit on the parlay. That way, if they both come through, you wind up cashing in pretty good right there. So that's usually the way I play mine in those spots, y'all. But Jets here with the Kings, I don't really know what to expect from the Kings right now. You got all the crazy wildfires and stuff going on out there. I'm sure a lot of these dudes have their family and they're not there right now. They've had to evacuate. There's just been a lot going on for these Kings players. I feel like they had a game canceled, postponed the other night where they're supposed to play the Calgary Flames, and they had to postpone that one later in the date due to the fires and all that thing. I just got a feeling that these LA Kings players, their heads may be in some different spots, man. And naturally, I mean, you can't really blame them in their defense. There's a lot going on out there and a lot of real shit. So I'm sure their heads may not be 100% on the ice for this one. You got a good Winnipeg Jets team playing at home right here that started out on fire early in the season. You got a great netminder and Hellebuck and all that. And so it's just like, for me, I don't know what to think of this game, y'all. I really don't know what to think in this game right here. Like I said, I don't know what to expect out of the Kings. You see the plus 102 on the money line right there, minus 122 for the Jets. I think I'm going to stay away from this one. Maybe the over. I think you're probably right in that one. But once again, it's hard. I don't know. I think I'm staying away from that one altogether. Good luck to you folks in that Kings-Jets game, because I don't want to see what the Kings are doing. Like I said, with all the different things going on out there right now, I don't know what kind of headspace these guys are in. It could go one of two ways. They could not be focused and they could really come out and lay an egg, or they could be extra motivated and come out on fire. So I really don't know what I'm going to get out of that team right there. I'm probably just going to wind up staying away from that game. Then Sharks at the Utah Hockey Club. Utah Hockey Club minus 1.5 on the puck line, plus 110. Sharks plus 1.5, minus 130, and plus 205 for San Jose on the money line, minus 250 for Utah. And you got a total of 6.5 in this one, plus 105 to the over. Nevada said, haven't watched NBA. Why are the Cavaliers so good this year? They are on fire, dude. Man, I do got to brag on this a little bit, y'all. I gave y'all that same game parlay. Speaking of NBA, I gave y'all that same game parlay yesterday. I had a little no sweat bet on DraftKings for a same game parlay, and I had Steph Curry under his points, Tobias Harris over 13.5 points, and the Warriors money line. It was like plus 800. Well, I was watching that damn game. There's about 11 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and Steph Curry wasn't going to sniff his going over his point. I think he wound up with 17. He had him under 25.5, so he didn't even get close. We didn't even sweat that. Warriors wound up winning the damn game by 3 points. But Tobias Harris had 13 points in that game with about just over 4 minutes left in the third quarter. And I'm sitting there watching. They offered me a cash out of just over 4.5 times all my money for that one. Like I said, 8-1 for winning the whole thing. They offered me just over 4.5 times on my money. And I was watching the damn college football game and all that stuff. And I was like, I ain't even sweating this shit no more, man. And I cashed that damn thing out for, like I said, I think it's 4.6 times my money. But Tobias Harris didn't score another damn point. And it would have bit me on that thing. He landed right on 13. So for any of y'all that weren't able to cash that thing out in real time last night, any of y'all that rode with me, rest in peace on that one. But I was just sitting there thinking, I feel like I've done that so many times where I'm like, no, I'm just going to let it ride. And it winds up biting my ass, cost me a lot of value. Last night I didn't mess with it, man. So that might have been what turned it around for Notre Dame, man. That one little cash out right there turned it all around for us. So Nevada said, I looked at their roster, didn't recognize one name. Yeah, man, they're good, bro. You got Donovan Mitchell, and there's a few different guys. Man, I'm not an NBA guy. I am not an NBA guy. So, but they are good. I think 32-4 or something. I think the other night they played the Thunder, and the Thunder are something like 30-6, and they're 32-4 or something like that. And they're both on pace to the Warriors team back in 2015, 2016, whatever it was, that set the record for most regular season wins. I think they're both on pace to at least match that or something. So pretty incredible there. But the Cavaliers are playing very, very good early on, but they'll screw it up. They'll screw it up. Just a matter of time. They'll wind up losing the second round like the Knicks or somebody like they do every year. And so, that Sharks Utah Hockey Club, I do not have an opinion on tonight for that one, y'all. But I am going to wind up rolling with, I'm probably going to bet that over. I'm going to bet that over in the Blackhawks Red Wings game, and I'm going to bet the Canes minus 1.5 plus 160 at home against the Canucks. So that's what I'll be on in those tonight. We'll leave those over there in the little side slot if y'all want to ride along with those. Let's look over here at college basketball and see. Like I said, y'all, I'll keep this thing rolling as long as we can this morning. Me by myself, just sitting here rambling along. Look at this Minnesota and Wisconsin game. I feel like this line is kind of inflated right here, but that feels like a lot of points to be given a pretty scrappy Minnesota team. Have been so far this year anyway. But Wisconsin is one of those teams that I didn't feel like they had a whole lot of depth early on in the season. They must have got some guys healthy because I've seen them play better in the second half of games than they did early on. Well, then again, you might have some freshman guys that are getting adjusted to actually seeing some minutes and things like that, get more comfortable in their role. So Wisconsin playing pretty good basketball right now. Had a big win on the road at Rutgers the other night where they blew them out as I believe they were just small favorites in that one. Purdue did the same thing to damn Rutgers last night. We might be on the Rutgers fade train in basketball, y'all. But Wisconsin, this one right here, minus 13 at the minus 112. I don't know. I'm going to have to watch that line and see if it moves. It moves out, and if it goes to 13.5, I'm probably going to bet Wisconsin. If it goes down to 12.5 or 12, something like that, I'm going to leave it alone. But I am kind of watching that one right there, and I want to see that line. If that line creeps out to minus 13.5, I may wind up betting Wisconsin because something feels funny in that one for me. I feel like that line is just a little too high. I don't know why it's that high. Maybe somebody out from Minnesota, but I definitely think that line looks funny to me, and it might be a play on Wisconsin. Blue said, I started to fade Rutgers 3 weeks ago. Good move, sir. They started off hot, and they have not played well the last couple. Lost a couple at home in kind of embarrassing fashion. They got whipped by Wisconsin, and they got whipped by Purdue last night. We was on Purdue last night, though, so we love that. Looking out through here to see. Here's another big game tonight. This is one of those system plays we talk about, y'all. The Maryland-UCLA game tonight. You've got Maryland, the unranked team, favored over the ranked team. Granted, Maryland will be playing at home. This is a team that can score a lot of points. I watched this Maryland team put up something like, hell, they were up on Ohio State when they played them a few weeks ago. They were up something like 54-19 or something at the half. So if this Maryland team gets hot from long range, they can put up a lot of points, like to run some up-tempo stuff. Seeing Maryland favored by 5 in this, that's a pretty inflated line right there. And you go get a UCLA team the other night that just got smacked in the mouth at home by a good Michigan basketball squad. But they came down to UCLA and they smacked them boys right in the damn mouth, beat them by like, it was close in the second half, and all of a sudden Michigan went on a run, wound up beating them by 19, I believe it was. So UCLA right here in this spot, having to travel across the country right here, coming off a tough loss at home. Now you got a Maryland team that does play better at home, can shoot the basketball, and if they get hot, they can really put you in a hole that's hard to get out of. I think I like Maryland in this spot, man. I really do. I like Maryland sitting there at the -5, the -110, just because I feel like, once again, we got the unranked team favored over the ranked team. And it just feels like me that line's too high. If this was more along the lines of something like, maybe, -1.5, -2, I'd be a little more scared of it. Feel like the books were a little more up in the air on it. But see down here at -5 for Maryland, I feel like the books are begging you to take UCLA with the +5 right there. And I think I'm going to be on the Terrapins this evening, man. And Patriot says conference play always brings teams down to earth. You're right, Patriot. You're right. It's tough playing conference in college basketball, man. You usually playing 2 games a week. You usually play one on Tuesday or Wednesday. You'll play another one on Saturday or Sunday. And then traveling to all these different, arenas in conference and things like that. Not every arena is as raucous as the next, but there are a lot of these conference arenas where these things, some of these look like little Cracker Jack boxes, man. They get in there and they get those fans to rumbling, and it's just tough places to play. So, conference play definitely separates the men from the boys in these spots. I'm going to take Maryland on the -5 blue. I'm not going to take the lay the -225 on the money line there. So, but I do like the -5 right there, just because I feel like that line's a little high too. And I'm going to be watching that Wisconsin. Mark this one for y'all so you can see that. But I'm going to be watching the Wisconsin-Minnesota line right there. Like I said, it just feels like it's too big of a line for me. So we will see what happens in that. Let's get over here and we'll recap some of these, or not recap, but preview this NFL stuff and everything tomorrow. I don't have an overwhelming opinion on either one of these games. So Saturday, I guess we're going to do the Wise Guy Roundtable. In the morning, I guess it depends on how Will's feeling and all that stuff. So we'll see. We're going to get y'all Wise Guy Roundtable. I'll be here at least, y'all. I will be here in the morning. I ain't losing our consecutive day streak, man. I thought I was going to do Crick's Corner this afternoon, but since we had just rolling by ourselves this morning, man, I can only say so much about these things. So I guess we kind of do an espresso shot in Crick's Corner together this morning. Looking at these 2 games tomorrow on Saturday, we've talked about them a little bit this week, but you got the Chargers at the Texans. Chargers are -3 at -105. Texans +3 at -115. Chargers -162 on the money line, +136 for Houston, and a low total of 41.5 in this one. That is -115 to the over, -105 to the under. I still think I'm leaning Chargers in this game, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I hate the damn NFL. I really do. Everything feels. I think I'm just betting on Harbaugh on this one, but it kind of. I don't like betting against the D'Amico Ryans either. But I just haven't seen great things out of the Texans the last month or so. They look like they're kind of limping to the finish line. It's just it's still a squad trying to determine its identity. They've had some guys banged up throughout the course of the year. Tank Dell's done for the season. Obviously, probably done for most of the next season too. CJ Stroud's been a little more careless with the football in his second season in the league, but still a great quarterback in his own right. Joe Mixon's had a good season at tailback. I love Nico Collins. I'd like to see a little more production out of the tight end position from Dalton Schultz, but he's also an aging guy there. Then you got some dudes on the Texans defense, Will Anderson Jr. and those guys. But the Chargers, we've seen them play well the last couple weeks too. I don't think either one of these teams are built for a deep run. I think it's going to be much like you saw last year when the Texans played the Browns in the first round. Texans thumped them, and then they go up to Baltimore and get handled themselves. So I think whichever team winds up winning this game is going to have to go play the damn Chiefs, and they're probably going to get smacked in the mouth. But yeah, I'm leaning Chargers. Patriot says LA Chargers built for the playoffs. Good defense. They can run the ball. Houston has fallen off, in my opinion. I agree with you, sir. I feel like Houston is a shell of their former selves from early in the season when they were playing some pretty good football there. They have not looked great since. They really haven't looked great since that damn game against the Lions where they picked Jared Goff off 5 times and still found a way to lose that damn game. There ain't no excuse for that. I feel like they've been going downhill ever since then, man. And you got the Chargers, got J.K. Dobbins back now, healthy, add some depth to that running back room. Herbert's been playing pretty good, playing smart with the football. And I do like that Chargers defense, man. You're right. You run the football, defense, you are built for the playoffs. Ain't going to be no cold weather in this one. They'll be playing in a dome down in Houston. But still, like you said, Patriot, I do believe that Chargers team is built for playoff football right there. And so with the -3, seeing the -105 next to it, I still like the Chargers right there. You get to lay a little less juice. Excuse me, y'all. But yeah, lay a little less juice on the -3. I like the Chargers in this spot. I do. That's who I'm going to wind up going with in that one. Steelers and Ravens. Looks like no Zay Flowers for the Ravens in this one. Looks like that knee is going to keep him out of this game. And I do think that's going to affect this Ravens offense a little bit. You still obviously got Derrick Henry. You got Mark Andrews. Rashad Bateman's been playing well. And then you got Lamar. And that's, that's all you really need when it comes to Lamar. I don't know that you want to lay the 9.5 with Zay Flowers being out. I do think it may take a little bit more for the offense to get in sync. I think you look at Rashad Bateman for an anytime touchdown. He's a guy that's really stepped up in key spots this year. I think you look at Mark Andrews for his overs on receptions. And you like the under blue. You talking about Chargers game? Yeah, I don't know, man. That's a low total. It's just not hard to get over that if something crazy goes on. But I think you look at Mark Andrews over on receptions and receiving yards, because I do think Lamar is going to look to him more. It's been one of his most trusted targets since Lamar's been in the league. And Mark Andrews really picked it up on the back half of this season. So I think we look for player props. I think we maybe look at him for his over receptions or over receiving yards. Another one that I kind of want to look at, I believe, is Derrick Henry over receptions. I know he doesn't catch the ball a lot out of the backfield, but I feel like in this spot, especially against, and they don't even have him listed over here. Of course they don't. Where is he at? They don't have him listed receiving yards. They don't have him listed on receptions either. I don't see him anyway. Do y'all see him? Oh, there he is. Yep. Over 1.5. Okay. I like this bet, y'all. I like this bet right here. Derrick Henry over 1.5 receptions at plus 175. Like I said, no Zay Flowers. We know that Pittsburgh's defense can really get after folks. TJ Watt's going to be out there doing his thing. Highsmith, all those guys. They're going to be out there doing the damn thing, trying to get after Lamar. I think you may wind up seeing some little slip screens to Derrick Henry, things like that, where Lamar's got to check it down just to keep from getting killed. And I think for Derrick Henry over 1.5 receptions at plus 175, I like Derrick Henry to go over his receptions. I think he's probably gonna wind up with 2. Probably will wind up with 2. He'll probably catch one in like the first quarter. He'll probably catch the other one in like the fourth quarter. But I think Derrick Henry's gonna wind up with 2 to 3 receptions in this thing, due to them trying to get the pressure on Lamar and him having to get rid of the ball quick. And then no Zay Flowers in the passing game as well takes away one of his options. Derrick Henry can catch the damn ball, and if he gets to rumbling after catch, man, you really see him turn out some yards. But I do like that Derrick Henry over 1.5 receptions at plus 175 there. Steelers team total under then. I think that's probably a good bet too, Blue, because the damn Steelers offense ain't looked good at all the last few weeks. Russell Wilson, everybody got all excited about it for a little bit. Looks like the Steelers team total is sitting at 16.5 right there, Blue. I think you can take the Steelers team total under. I don't think they're getting over that. I really don't. Baltimore got a solid defense too. They didn't even play good. And I know it was all backups with the Browns, all that stuff, but they didn't even play good and beat that team 35-10. So I think you're okay betting the Steelers team total under. You can bet that under 16.5 at minus 105. You can bet under 70.5 at minus 142. Yeah, and then Russ has had a great career. He has. He can throw. He could spin the pill back in the day and all that stuff. Russ had a great career. He's a Super Bowl champion and all those things. Russ's time, the better days for Russ are way behind him, man. Way behind him. You're starting to see that now, and it really makes that offense just mediocre at best when he's not playing at a high level, and he's just not. He's not, man. The offense looked great. It looked gross last week in a couple different spots, man. In that game against the Bengals, you had the fans booing them. They couldn't sustain any kind of drive. They had 2 or 3 3-and-outs in a row where they're not even gaining a damn yard. Russ doesn't look pinpoint on the accuracy and all that stuff, and just missing guys, man. Now, granted, they wound up putting a few drives together at the end of that thing to make a game out of it, but he just doesn't look like he's I've thought for a couple of years that guy's mind ain't really in football. I think he got other things going on in his life, and I think that's what he's focused on, man. So I think you're okay taking the Steelers team total under. You can take them under 16.5 at -105 or under 17.5 at -142, but I think you're okay on both of those. I really do. I don't expect to see a lot of fight out of the Steelers in this one. I want to take the -9.5 for the Ravens. Then you got the crazy stats for the AFC North where they played however many games in a row with, this series has played however many in a row. It's no more than a touchdown or something. So I don't know, man. I'm going to wind up betting something, but I'll try to figure it out between now and tomorrow. We're sweating the Buckeyes tonight. And then we'll talk about all these other games, man. We'll talk about them either tomorrow for the Wise Guy Roundtable or on Sunday. So we'll get over here. We'll look at the NBA to see if there's anything y'all like tonight. Anything y'all like in the damn NBA? Y'all know I ain't going to spend a whole lot of time on this. Oh, Blue, did the Hawks win last night? Or did the Suns come through? Let me check that, man. I want to see what that score was. See if that money on the floor. Man, I told y'all take that damn money on the floor, man. I told every one of y'all yesterday. Will, you too. I told y'all take that damn Suns money laying on the damn floor. I told Will. He acted a fool. He was so mad at the damn Suns screwing his money line parlay the other night. It was at -6.5. Yesterday morning, I told y'all take the damn Suns. And then it was at -7.5 last night on Pump the Brakes. And I said, hell with it. Take the damn Suns, man. They won by 8 points, 123 to 115. I told you take that damn money laying on the floor, Will. You won't listen, man. You won't listen. That's right, Blue. At least I talked you into staying away from it, man. I know you like them Hawks for a little bit, so at least I talked you out of it. So that's good. We did our job, man, if we talked you off the ledge. So I try to tell Will, though. He don't damn listen. I told him. Patriot says Chargers, Baltimore, and Buffalo moneyline parlay is +150. That's money on the floor, ain't it, sir? Money on the floor. Tonight in the association, you've got the Milwaukee Bucks traveling to Orlando Magic. That damn Orlando Magic game went under last night. We told y'all, too. That damn one that went all the way down to 199 or whatever, the low-ass total in the NBA. We told you to take the damn under. I think I know it did go under. I think it was landed on 193, I believe, was the final. It was, where'd it go? 104 to 89. So, yeah, 193. That is less than 199. So, them low-ass totals, this total a little bit higher tonight. We might not want to mess with that. But you got the Bucks -6 at the Magic. You got a total of 210 in this one. Yada, yada, yada. Pelicans at the 76ers. 76ers -4 at home against the Pelicans. You got a total of 220 in that one. Warriors on a back-to-back at the Pacers. Ooh, I think this is a spot. Man, I think we're going to fade the Warriors tonight. They wound up getting a little closer game than expected last night in that, and I don't know how they know it, y'all. The Pistons, I told y'all yesterday that them Warriors line was, first thing yesterday morning, it was Warriors +3. Then it went down to Warriors +2 because I put that little same game parlay in with the Warriors at +110 on the money line. But then the damn line flipped all the way around and went out to Warriors -3 from where they had been at +3 all the way to -3. So it flipped all the way around. That damn game landed on exactly 3. Exactly. It was 107, 104, I believe, was the final in that damn game. I don't know how they know, man. I don't know how they know. Scripts, no scripts, whatever. It's crazy. It's crazy how they hit these things. But I'm thinking Pacers tonight, man, with the Warriors on the back-to-back right there in the middle of a road trip. They were up in Detroit last night, traveling down to Indianapolis today. I like the Pacers in this spot, -7.5 right here. This might be one where last night I took Curry's under, but the Warriors took Curry's under points and the Warriors on the money line and then had the Tobias Harris mixed with it. But I think tonight I might look at something maybe like maybe Steph Curry over points and then a Pacers. You get some real good value with Steph Curry over points and the Pacers on the spread. But those things happen, y'all. In NBA, the anti-correlated stuff happens all the time. You'll see a star for one team go off, Luka get a triple-double or something, but the damn Mavericks will lose. And you can really bump those odds up there on the anti-correlated parlays. Let's see. Patriot says a little more risky moneyline parlay. Green Bay, Tampa Bay, and Minnesota +690. You better get away from them Vikings, bro. You better get away from that. There's something funny going on there. Now they didn't move the damn game down to Arizona and everything else. I did see that news, y'all, where they moved that game down to Arizona between the Rams and the Vikings due to the wildfires and all that. Thunder at the Knicks tonight. You got the Thunder -4 on the road at New York. Total of 225 in this one. Thunder playing some great basketball. I think the second best team in the NBA right now next to the Cavaliers. My mind gets blown when they hit the exact number. Maybe did not know that. Let's see. That's why it's risky. What are y'all talking about, man? That's why. The Vikings. Yeah, they did move. Oh, y'all talking about moving the game. Yeah, I saw this morning where they said on. Let me get over here and double check. I don't want to give y'all bad info, but I did see something on ESPN this morning that said they were NFL moves Vikings Rams playoff tilt to Arizona. Just so here, I'll show y'all. Just so y'all know. There's not fake news. It says NFL moves Vikings Rams playoff tilt to Arizona due to fires. So there's the official news, man. It's official news right there. So they will be playing that game down in Arizona. Kind of a weird feel there for that. But that line, actually, let me look at that line, see if that's done anything to that line. Moved it back out. So maybe that has something to do with it. You might be all right now. They did move it back out because we did have all that money coming in on the Vikings, and they moved the line. There was a bunch of money coming in on the Vikings. They moved the line down from -2.5 to -1.5. That's never a good sign, y'all. You got a bunch of money coming on one side, and they move the line against you. That's usually a bad sign. We were scared of the line flip on Notre Dame last night. But now they've moved it back out to -2.5, probably due to the fact that, and I don't feel like the Rams or the Chargers ever have a real home field advantage anyway, because half the damn stadium's always the other team's fans. So I don't know if they had a real home field advantage, just something they'd be more comfortable with. Now they got to go down to Arizona, which is still a stadium they've played in. They've been down there this year. So at least comfortable with the routine. I'm not sure if the Vikings had to go play down there or not this year. No, I think the Cardinals came up to play at the Vikings this year. But either way, not going to be at the Rams' home stadium. Still going to be a close line right here. McVay does a great job scheming up. Brian Flores also should be ready to go and have some good looks to throw at that Rams offense. It looks like the Rams should be healthy. They rested everybody in Week 18 in that meaningless game against the Seahawks and wound up. So they should be good to go. Good veteran squad there. The Vikings looked really, really bad last week against the damn Lions, losing that thing. They got it to 10-9. And then the Lions outscored them 21-0 the rest of the way, winning that thing 31-9. So they looked pretty bad right there in that one. I don't know. That's a game we got a couple days to look at, y'all. That one don't kick off till Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So we got a little bit of time to watch the line moving on that, see where some of the money comes in. It's kind of a weird total on that one for me. I think I like the over in that Vikings game. That 47.5 right there. Once again, we'll have to watch it and see which way it moves. If it comes down, I'd be scared of it. But to me, this feels like a game we're gonna see some points in. I really do think that. But going back, wrapping up the NBA, and then we're gonna wrap this thing up, y'all. We try to give you a show today, man. Like I said, I got dropped on me at the last second that my guy was not gonna be able to make it in due to having that cold. Hope you feel better, man. Hope you get to feeling better. You and all them kiddos and everything else, y'all get that stuff. It's that time of year, man. It's that time of year. But yeah, there's the Thunder Knicks. Wizards at the Bulls. Bulls are -11.5 at home against the Wizards. Total of 243.5. Holy shit. That's a high total. I think we just bet the damn over in that thing. That's crazy. That's a high total right there. We were talking about how that 238.5 was high yesterday. 243.5. They expect to score all the damn points in that one. We probably just bet the over in that one. That's a high total, man. I can't figure out why that'd be that high. And you got the Brooklyn Nets at the Denver Nuggets. Nuggets are -15 in this one, and total of 219 in that one. That's crazy though. 243 kind of jumps out at me right there. I was looking to see if there's anything else over here that we need to look at. I didn't have any other college basketball games that I love tonight. But that's what I'm going to be on tonight. I do like the over 5.5 in the Blackhawks and the Red Wings at -125. I like the Hurricanes -1.5 on the puck line at home, +160 against the Canucks. I like Maryland in college basketball. I like Maryland -5 at home against UCLA. And then there's a little tidbit for y'all for tomorrow's game, man. I do like Derrick Henry over 1.5 receptions at +175. And then y'all already know on college football what I am on tonight, man. I'm on the Buckeyes heavy. My picks are posted over at sportspicks.locals.com, and they are posted at the top of my X at Cricket1414. Cricket is spelled with 2 T's, but I am on the Buckeyes. Like I said, I bet them at -6.5 for 3 units. I bet them -9.5 for 2 units. I bet them -13.5 for 1 unit, and I bet them -16.5 for the half unit. And then I have the little same game parlay in the first half with Ohio State -6.5 in the first half, and then under 26.5 in the first half right there. I believe that gets you the odds boost of +365 there. But we're going to go ahead and wrap this thing up, man. We will be back with y'all bright and early in the morning. At least I will. We got to see how Will's feeling in the morning, all that stuff. And but I will be back with y'all tomorrow. I'm expecting some snow here in a little bit, man. I think it's supposed to get pretty rowdy outside for me. And so if it does start to snow, what up, Ripper? How you doing, sir? Good morning. Good morning. I didn't see you. Sorry if I missed you if you snuck in there, man. Good to see you, though. Hope you're doing all right. Shout out to all y'all in the chat. Y'all know who you are, man. We love y'all. Each and every one of y'all. Mont, appreciate you. Mont, Blue, Ripper, Patriot. Let me make sure I don't miss none of y'all up in here, man. If I do, you know I didn't mean nothing by it, man. We love each and every one of you. Grass Guy. My guy Grass Guy in there. So good to see each and every one of y'all, man. Mighty Megatron coming through for a little bit. I know my guy Andrew was over in the YouTube chat. And our guy B. McCormick missed us this morning, but he was popping off a lot of stuff in the chat throughout the night. So hope he's resting up there. And like I said, if I missed any of y'all, man, I didn't mean anything by it. We love each and every one of y'all. And we appreciate y'all coming in here with us to hang out every single day, helping us try to find some winners laying around in the weeds. So we'll be back with y'all bright and early in the morning for your either Sports Morning Espresso Shot or Wise Guy Roundtable. I will say that it probably will start at 8 a.m. Eastern Time, 5 a.m. Pacific, no matter what, because he'll be off work either way. So we will wind up starting at 8 a.m. Eastern Time, whatever show comes your way. So just keep your notifications on, man, and we'll get that handled for y'all. But hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day out there. You and your beautiful families stay safe. Good luck in all your wagers. Go Buckeyes this evening. And until next time, what up, Derp? How you doing? Good luck tonight, Derp. I see you caught me right at the end, man. You caught me. So how you doing, Derp? Good luck to your Buckeyes this evening, Grass Guy. Good luck to y'all. Good luck to us, man. I'm heavy on the Buckeyes tonight. So we'll see y'all bright and early in the morning. Good luck in all your wagers. Go Buckeyes. And until next time, good luck, good gambling, and game on.